Welcome back to another episode of The Canon, where we bring you the latest in comic book superhero movie news. I'm your host, Terry, and I'm ready to bring you the stuff that matters. Starting with Matt Reeves. Yes, he is officially directing the solo Batman movie. This comes a week after reports that talks had broken off between him and Warner Brothers, but they apparently resumed, and he is now directing the Batman. So I am going to keep this. As I said before, Matt Reeves getting a chance to use his talent to do the Batman. I am definitely going to give that a try. Let's see what he can do with it. However, I will say it doesn't make everything in the DCU okay. And I do want to say to all our casual fans and movie fans, we got to stop jumping to conclusions. Confirmed is different than in talks or rumored. Everyone was like, man, he's directing the Batman. Oh, wait, no, he's not. The talks broke off. Wait, but now he is. So this is the first official from Warner Brothers and Matt Reeves together that he's doing it. So I do think there was a conflict between the two, and I think it was over how much power he had. However, they came to some type of resolution. But again, with all this director news we got today, remember what in talks means. You know, things can break down, but they can also resume again. So we saw a little bit of behind the scenes. But I don't think it fixes the Ben Affleck rumors that he doesn't want to be Batman. And I do believe that is true. And now there's rumors Warner Brothers doesn't want him as Batman. So it seems as if all the fans believe he's going to die in this Batman movie. Ben Affleck has to do this part of his contract. And maybe Warner Brothers is like, this is your last movie, Ben Affleck, and then we're going to kill you off and you can leave. Now, you know I'm Team Reboot now, not going to get into it, but at any rate, I just think this is cool for Matt Reeves, but on the whole overall surface, I don't think it helps me much in the DCU. Now, speaking of the DCU, we got more news that Lego Batman director Chris McKay is he's in talks to direct the new Lego. Chris McKay is in talks to direct the new NIGHTWING movie for the DCU. So this director just did Lego Batman, as I said before, and it was a good movie. My reviews out there, I liked it. He knows a lot about Batman, but I'm gonna sweep it because I don't really want a NIGHTWING. I mean, it might be cool, but that's not something I was looking forward to. I'm not a big fan of Robin, so the whole older NIGHTWING thing isn't that cool to me. But most fans would probably think this confirms the theory that Ben Affleck is going to get killed off as Bruce Wayne, because now all of a sudden the NIGHTWING movie is coming out of nowhere. And earlier when we had all these DCU leaks, they talked about NIGHTWING doing a HBO series and being in a Teen Titans spinoff. I'm okay with that, but having his own feature film, I don't really get excited about it, and it does scare me to think that they might believe at Warner Brothers they can kill Bruce Wayne and do another Batman, and it just does not make sense to me at all. So I'm sweeping it as a movie. I'm sweeping it as the concept Ben Affleck might be replaced. All those different things I'm not super excited about. I think Chris McKay could do a great job, but I just don't really want that property. But speaking of a property that might need a refresher, we got Simon Kinberg, who is in talks to direct the next X-Men movie. He's already written the script, and now he's waiting for Fox to confirm if he's going to direct and they're going to use his script. This also comes off the heels of Sophie Turner, who plays Jean Grey. She basically said in a few months she'll be shooting the next X-Men movie. And so it lines up with this idea that the X-Men Supernova movie is happening. And I'm going to keep it slightly. For me, there's two caveats to this thing. If you're going to continue the universe, and I think you should refresh it because the continuity is crazy, it doesn't make sense, I think you should refresh it because now Hugh Jackman is gone, all that. But if you're going to continue, I think you pick somebody that knows the franchise. This is Kinberg, who's written a lot of movies for the franchise. He's produced most of them. He's best friends with Bryan Singer, and he will respect the property. However, second caveat, he's never directed before. And so that does give me pause as a fan. I don't professionally know if he has this or that to be a good director, but as a fan, I'm like, wait a minute, we're continuing a shaky franchise with a guy that's never directed before. So that gives me a little bit of concern. But again, he could do a good job. We've seen people come from TV to do a good job. People come from horror to do action and all those different things. I'm just a little bit worried about it. But as far as, continuing with the Supernova and the Dark Phoenix, I'm not excited about that because I think we haven't known these characters long enough as, Jean Grey and the Cyclops to do a Dark Phoenix movie. But we'll kind of see what they do with it. So I'm going to keep it lightly for right now. But sticking in the X-Men world, we have Joe Carnahan, who is writing the X-Force movie. It's been reported that he's writing the X-Force movie, but he's not in talks right now to direct it. So Joe Carnahan's done a few movies. He's done Smoking Aces, A-Team. He's done The Gray. He's done Narc. And all these he writes and directs. So for me on the outside, it just seems like he's going to end up directing this movie. So I'll keep this slightly also. And I keep it slightly because I don't, again, think you need to keep branching out this X-Men universe if they don't know where they're going. X-Force, don't know much about them, not super excited about it. But Carnahan does fun movies consistently. The Gray is really deep, but other than, the other movies, they're fun. They might not be great, but they're fun. And so I think someone that can bring that type of fun to a franchise is valuable. He might not make a great movie, but as long as the movie is fun, people want to see it, it makes money, that can go a long way for the X-Men universe. Again, if it's me, I reboot it. But Carnahan is a talent. He's shown different talents in different genres, so I think I'm definitely going to keep it and see what he does if he directs. Now, if he doesn't direct, I would feel differently because it seems like he writes to his own visualization, his own style as a director. And having someone trying to do his version of the script might not be as good. So if he ends up directing, I'm definitely, on board. But if he doesn't direct, I might feel weird about it. So we'll kind of see. One thing that people are feeling weird about is Star Wars The Last Jedi. So a little bit ago, we had the title and poster released, and people speculated, is the Jedi plural? Is it singular? Is this about Luke? Is it about Luke and Rey? I thought it was about Luke, but I didn't really know. Now that the foreign title and posters have come out, we now see that Jedi is plural. And so that has started a whole new round of speculation. And for me, I'm going to keep it. I think it's smart marketing on Star Wars' part, whether they meant to or not, is that it's always speculation about Star Wars. And they always give you something new to talk about. And with this, it was like, man, everyone's talking about, is it this or is it that? But now that we know it's plural, it still continues the conversation because now it opens up a whole new world. Are we talking about Luke and Rey? Are we talking about Luke and Kylo, who technically was training to be a Jedi? I'm starting to get on board with the Luke and his former students who were going to be Jedi. They were the last Jedi. Maybe he can't train them or find someone to train again, or it's cursed or something. I don't know. I'm starting to think the last Jedi, who is Luke Skywalker, and the last Jedi plural are the kids that he taught that maybe became the Knights of Ren. So a lot of excitement on what this could mean. I think it's huge news. Some people are playing it off, but again, so much speculation, but it gets us a little closer, but we still don't know. One thing we might know is the new director of Shazam. David F. Sandberg is now in talks to direct Shazam. So he directed Lights Out, which is a horror movie. That's his only really big movie. And now Warner Brothers is really gunning to get him. So I'm going to sweep it slightly. Now, Sandberg is best friends with James Wan, who is directing Aquaman, and he has done horror movies for Warner Brothers too. So I get the connection, but for me, I just think personally the character of Shazam called for a really fun movie. And I'm not saying this Sandberg guy can't do a fun movie, but if I had to pick what background the director has, it probably would be comedy. Now, not all comedy translates and blah, blah, blah. So we'll have to see. But for me, I just think either someone with comedy or someone with a really epic background and telling epic dramatic stories. Because you can kind of do that with Billy Batson. But for me, this movie has to be fun. I like DCU. I like the tone. But you have to have offshoots. You have to have counteraction. And the Flash is the headliner. He's the one that's different than the gritty tone. But after that, Shazam's the next in line. This is a little kid that has superpowers. So I really thought this movie had to be a special type of fun that you want to bring to the screen. Now, he might do a good job. I don't know. But for me, on the surface, I just got to sweep it because I'm not sure that's the guy that I would have picked to do it. But we'll see if he actually signs on. And if he does, then we'll see kind of who they cast and all that. So, alright, so that is the news for today. If you got any thoughts, go to the comment section. Let me know. What do you think about DCU and all this madness? What do you think about the X-Men universe? Like, comment, subscribe. Check out my DCU reboot and the movies I would do. And if you heard it here, it's official canon.